2018, summertime, southwestern Arizona. A bunch of people are having a grand old time in a pond when suddenly someone spots something. It's sloshing around and it's weirdly shaped. So they go down and grab it, pull it out of the pond, and it's, oh wow, the biggest tadpole ever seen in the history of humanity. Whoa! Why is this tadpole so big? Where did it come from? What's going on? Hello everybody, I'm Charlie. We're gonna figure that out today. Ta-da! What first got me interested in this story is I was crushing along the internet and I came across this photo right here. Naturally, I was intrigued. But being somebody who prides themselves in their ability to accurately research things online, my first response to seeing this was, hold on internet, I bet this is fake. After doing some research, to my great surprise and enjoyment, I found that this is actually one of those rare instances where the internet is not lying. This tadpole is real. Not only did I find that it was real, but you expect the story to be like, oh, some random dude in Florida was messing around and pulled this out of a creek and it's crazy and no one knows anything about it, and that's the end of the story. That couldn't be farther from the truth in this case. The story's totally legit. Check it out. There's a museum in New York called the American Museum of Natural History. It's kind of a big deal if you haven't heard of it. They're currently doing this research project in southwestern Arizona called the Frog Conservation Project. Basically what they're doing is they're trying to remove invasive species from the environment so that native species can not die. One of the invasive species that they're removing are invasive bullfrogs. This is what a bullfrog looks like. It's like your most standard frog you can imagine. While scouring around the pond looking for frogs to remove, this person, this intern named Alina Downer, stumbled upon something considerably larger than anything else that they'd found in the pond so far. She's quoted as saying that originally she thought it was a catfish, but it turned out to be, quote, an enormous monster of a tadpole. And that's a great description for this thing. It's an enormous monster of a tadpole. But how big is it? All right, if you need a visual reference to put this into scale, here's a photo of the tadpole next to a banana. Here it is next to a can of Coke. And here it is next to other bullfrog tadpoles. I don't know if you guys have seen these, but if you ever been around a pond in America and seen a tadpole that the head of it is about the size of a ping pong ball, that's like an American bullfrog tadpole. They're like this big. So normal ones are about 6 inches long. This one was over 10 inches long, significantly larger than a normal tadpole. But since we're talking about this bad boy, let's call him by his name. I think some website just called him Goliath because he's big, and they're like, oh, we'll call him Goliath. But I've been watching a lot of Stranger Things recently, so I'm gonna call him Dart. Everybody, welcome Dart. Hello, Dart. Hello, everybody. You're so big. Thank you. You're welcome. Here's the next logical question, right? Why is Dart so big? Why? Why is this tadpole so enormous? Options. Chemical leaks, nuclear power plants, messing with the genes, pesticides, aliens, frogs are just taking over. No, that's not the case. They're not exactly sure what's going on, but they have a guess. So they think it has to do with some sort of hormonal imbalance. Hormones are like these things in your body that regulate certain other systems, like regulate how much you grow and things like that. That's an incredibly unacademic description of hormones, but it's all we need to know for this description. Hormones regulate things. So the thought is that certain hormones which inhibit growth, there are fewer of those, and certain hormones that increase growth or trigger growth, there are more of those. And that imbalance inside the tadpole just makes it grow to exceptionally large sizes. Pretty simple explanation. Hormone imbalance. Now, one would think, being such a giant tadpole, that it would live such a giant life and metamorphosize into such a giant frog. However, that is unfortunately not the case for Dart. Dart lives a very tragic life. Cue tragic music. Dart's hormone imbalance has allowed him to grow to exceptional size. Unfortunately, the researchers say there are drawbacks to his enormity. In short, his respiratory and circulatory systems cannot support his massive body. We are sorry to say his size is too much to bear, and they hypothesize that Dart will never metamorphosize into a full-grown frog, destined for a life forever as a tadpole. Dart, you may have been the biggest tadpole to ever live, but you will never be the biggest frog to ever live. Yeah, Dart's never gonna metamorphosize into a frog. But those are the basic beats of this story. During a research study by the American Museum of Natural History, a giant bullfrog tadpole was discovered that was 10 inches long. It's grown to be so big because of some sort of hormonal imbalance inside its body, and his name is Dart. So Dart, here's a message to you. Don't worry about not being a frog, because you're already a famous tadpole. So keep living your life and be you. Great. So what did we learn today? We learned a bit about hormones, we learned a bit about tadpoles, and we learned a bit about research studies happening in southwestern Arizona. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Charlie. Subscribe to this channel for other interesting science videos like this. If you want to check out the research study that they're performing in southwestern Arizona, check out this website. It's called the Frog Conservation Project, and you can find it by going to this website right here, which will also be in the description of this video. Special shout out to my patrons for supporting these videos. Thanks for your help. Today's patron of the video is Malau Picha. Malau, thank you. You're great, and you got a great name. Thank you. Once again, my name is Charlie. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here for some other great videos. Oh, and click here for Patreon. That's a link to Patreon. Ta-ta! Thank you! Bye guys, see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.